Man, wouldn't it be awesome if we could just have an idea of the things that the next generation are going to buy? If we just had an inkling of some of the things that the next generation are going to be spending their money on, so that we can make better investment choices? Because at the end of the day, all we're doing when we're buying companies is we're predicting future cash flows of a business, and we're buying it at their present value. Is what we do when we like to invest in businesses. And it would be awesome if we could just see a little bit into the future and get an idea of like, what are the people who are coming after us going to be buying? Where is their money going to be going? Well, the good news and lucky for us, there is a way for us to figure this out. There's an investment firm called Piper and Sandler, and they put together a survey every year, actually every 6 months, where they actually just survey teenagers. This year they did a survey of about 10,000 teenagers to get an idea of what exactly they're thinking about, what are the products they like to use, how do they choose to spend the money that they currently are getting from their parents. So this will help us to be able to determine what our investment options may be like if we're long-term seeking investors, to think about, okay, what are the companies that these guys are using so that we can make better investment choices? And so we are going to get right into that right now. I don't know if y'all know this, but I'm a little bit excited to get into this thing, because investing in good businesses is what every single one of us wants to do out here so we can grow our wealth and all that good stuff. But anyway, let's get this thing started right now. Alright? Whoosh. What's going on, people? It's your boy Kalechi, back with another video. If this is your first time around these parts, hit that subscribe button. If you enjoy anything that we talk about on this video, hit that like button. Turn that thing, say with me now, a blue. But anyway, like I said, we're gonna get right into this survey. Like they said, this is for over 10,000 teenagers surveyed, an average age of 16, which is good. These are kids that are still like in high school. They're not really making that much money. I mean, 38% of them have a part-time job, but most of them are being given money by their parents. So it gives us an idea of some of the things that they would like to do by themselves, some of the things that they would like to spend their own money when they start working full-time. What are the products that they're going to be buying? What are the devices that they're going to be buying? This gives us an insight into all of that. I have 5 key takeaways when I was reading through this and things that I noticed out of this entire research. And the first key takeaway is simply this: Apple is still king. Don't even overthink it. Don't overthink like, oh my God, Apple is already a $2.5 trillion company. It's way too big. How much bigger can it be? Don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. Because if Apple has continued to infiltrate the minds of generation after generation after generation, it means they are a generational company, and they've been able to do something that very few companies are able to do. This is what they said. They said that 87% iPhone ownership and 88% intention to purchase an iPhone metrics are near record highs for our survey. We view the elevated penetration and intention are important for a maturing premium smartphone market. In addition, these trends are encouraging as the company continues to introduce new 5G, which could provide a significant product cycle refresh. Basically, they surveyed the teenagers, and of 10,000 teenagers, now again, I'll say this is very US centric, but of 10,000 teenagers, 88% of them, in other words, 8,800 of them were like, yeah, I'm going to get an iPhone. In other words, you can't run away from this. Apple is king. Don't overthink it. Sometimes when it comes to investing, we always like to overthink things. We always like to overthink like, oh my God, this investment option, it feels too obvious. Everybody already knows about this. Like there's no way that it can. Don't overthink it. A lot of times we make mistakes when investing when we start overthinking and overanalyzing things. The thing you have to remember about Apple is iPhones are just the doorway. iPhones are not the be all end all for the company, because when you buy the iPhone, guess what? You're going to be like, yo, I need headphones. You know what? You're not going to buy anything that doesn't have that Apple logo on it. So you're going to end up getting AirPods. And then after you get the AirPods, you're like, yo, I need a laptop for school. You're going to end up getting a MacBook. And then from there, you get the Apple Watch. You get everything Apple. Why? Because all of that stuff is integrated into the system. Unless we have some kind of crazy innovative thing that Apple is just so behind on and they don't innovate, there's no way that they're just gonna disappear. The second takeaway that I had about this is buy now, pay later is here to stay. And the dominant factor in buy now, pay later is PayPal, which was kind of shocking that PayPal was the one that's leading the way, with close second being Afterpay. And Afterpay actually just got bought by Square, that buy now, pay later services, which I hate because it's teaching teenagers horrible personal finance choices. It's teaching them how to use future earnings to pay for stuff that they want right now rather than saving up to pay for that thing. I hate that it's already teaching them how to do these kind of things. I don't like this at all. And then we have Affirm on here as well. And as a matter of fact, Affirm just did a deal with Amazon where they're going to do a partnership for buy now, pay later things. In other words, the future is looking bright for this entire arena. It's becoming more of a normal thing. But there's one business that's kind of undercover in this whole thing. First of all, we got to look at how teenagers are paying for services right now. This was kind of shocking to me to see that teenagers are using cash more than anything else. But I guess when you're not paying for most things by yourself and your parents are just giving you some pocket money to pay, and most teenagers don't even have an actual bank. I remember I didn't get an actual bank account until I went to college. So I guess it kind of makes sense that they don't have a bank account. Most people don't have a bank account, so they mainly pay with cash. But the ones that do have a bank account and have services, the number one payment method that they have is Apple. The reason I bring this up is because Apple is reportedly working on its own buy now, pay later service as well. Even though right now PayPal, Affirm, Afterpay, all of them are doing their own thing and they're taking up major market share. Again, this is another thing that works to the benefit of Apple, is if Apple announces this service and just puts it with all its other Apple stuff, it just works with all the other Apple stuff, it's going to kill. Like, Apple is just going to continue dominating. Again, I'll go back to saying this. Don't overthink it. Apple remains king. Don't overthink it. Takeaway number 3. Amazon dominates e-commerce mindshare. The favorite websites for most teenagers to go shopping on, Amazon, although it fell a little bit from 56% in the spring, it fell down to 52%. The next second, number 2 on the list, only has 9% of votes of saying that it's my favorite place to go shopping. But then even more important than that, it's not just about the platform remaining the main one right now. It's also about, okay, are they going to be able to continue doing this and remain dominant moving forward? And the answer is yes. Amazon dominates mindshare of teenagers. If you look year over year, if you look whether it's for females or for males, females is a little bit more split where they have like more options and more things that they want to shop online. For males, it's simply Amazon. Like, there's only Amazon and that's basically it. 62% mindshare for males of Amazon shopping, and for females it's 39%, because as we all know, females, they shop for a lot more different things than dudes do. But generally, the only things that you see on that list of like things that Amazon don't dominate in as far as like the type of websites that people go shopping on, if you look down the list, it's just apparel companies. Look, Shine is an apparel company, Nike is an apparel company, Paxson is an apparel company, Lululemon is an apparel. All of these companies are all apparel companies. Every single one of these things, except for Etsy, which is pretty interesting, but every single other one of these are apparel brands. In other words, for everything else that people are like, yeah, I need to shop online, they automatically go, oh, I'm going on Amazon. And even with that apparel, people still buy it on Amazon. It just shows just how dominant Amazon is going to continue to be moving into the future. So again, don't overthink this. And then the fourth takeaway from this entire thing is Netflix and YouTube are the dominant streaming platforms. As much as people keep on saying like, oh my God, Netflix is not growing that fast. Oh my gosh, Netflix doesn't have that many subscribers. Oh my gosh, this and that. Netflix doesn't make that much money, or it's not having that much cash flow. Oh my gosh, this. Oh my gosh, that. Netflix is not doing this. Netflix continues to be the primary source that most people go like, okay, what are we going to watch? We go on Netflix. Like, default, it has taken that space in our brains where we don't even like think about, oh, there's this option. It's just like, oh, we want to watch something. Oh, what can we watch on Netflix? Most people spend more time scrolling Netflix to find something to watch than anything else. YouTube is right up next. It's like 32% goes to Netflix and then 30% goes to YouTube. And the beautiful thing about YouTube is YouTube doesn't even have to create its own content. Netflix has to spend money creating content. YouTube just has to continue to manage the servers and manage the platform and all that stuff. And we, as you're watching this video right now on YouTube, continue to generate content for the platform. And so it just keeps on dominating. Like both of these are dominating. However, there are two other ones that are going to be important because as people continue to cut the cord, because people are cutting the cord, two services that are quickly growing to provide some of those services. One, YouTube TV, but we already talked about YouTube. The other one is Hulu. But the important thing is Hulu is also combined with Disney Plus because Disney owns Hulu. And so both of these continue to grow. So these are the three main ones when it comes to streaming service. And then the final takeaway I have from this entire thing, even though it has to do with the type of industry that I don't really like thinking about, I don't really like talking about, I don't really like focusing on, and that is in apparel. Year over year, Nike continues to dominate the apparel space. If there was one company that I would be like, oh yeah, I might invest in for apparel and for clothing and those kind of things, it's only one. It's Nike. Nike is the only one that I can think of and be like, you know what? Yeah, because Nike does one thing really well. Nike remains culturally relevant. It doesn't matter the age group. It doesn't matter the demographic. Nike finds a way to remain culturally relevant. And that is key for apparel companies. But anyway, that's all I got. These are my 5 key takeaways from this entire thing. I'm not telling y'all to go invest in any of these companies. This is not that. This is not financial advice. It's not anything like that. It just gives you an idea of companies to keep your eyes on moving into the future. But anyway, that's all I got for y'all on this one. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, hit that like button. If you loved it, hit the subscribe button. But I'll catch y'all up on the next one. Remember, generosity is always greater than greed. God bless each and every single one of y'all. And your boy is out of here. Peace.